The family have always come to this church. My mother came here, my aunts came here. So I think that would be one of the reasons I would have thought why I came here. But of course, I also live in the parish. So, and there's a bit of me that thinks it's quite important that you support whatever the institution is from the local community. I must say, Alec, who's our current minister, makes the sermons very interesting. And for somebody like me, who's not the brightest person on earth, he actually makes what can be, I think, fairly complicated theological issues into something that even I can understand. So he uses a language that is very accessible, and I think that's quite important for me as well. There's a lovely warmth among the congregation here. I think they're very friendly, they're very open, they're very welcoming, and for me that's also important. And we've a time where after the morning service, there's the opportunity where we can all get together, have a cup of tea in the church hall, and just a chat. And what comes across, as well as the warmth and the friendliness, is the sense of fun. There is definitely a sense of fun, good humour, but also incredibly caring. And I would have said, for me, these are the real issues as to what makes this such a special place.
I come to Maryburgh Free Church with my family. I've been coming since I was a little girl. I come to Maryburgh Free Church as I love hearing about the Word, I love studying the Bible, and it's a great time to fellowship with your friends.
We're linked with Killernan, and I was part of the Killernan congregation. And while we had services there, I felt I wanted to support that congregation. When the services in Killernan were discontinued, I came to Maryburgh, and not just because there was the link, the Maryburgh and Killernan link, but because the teaching was inspiring and challenging, and Alec was proving to be a caring pastor, that this is a caring congregation, and there's a warm and friendly atmosphere here. There's lots going on that we can get involved in.
I come to Maryburgh because as a Christian I want to hear the gospel preached faithfully and truthfully every week, and I want to fellowship with fellow Christians and brothers and sisters in the faith, and that's exactly what I get here in Maryburgh.
I would encourage others to come to Maryburgh Free Church, as it's a great place to meet other friends, it's a great place to meet families. You hear about the Bible, you hear about who Jesus Christ really is as a person, and it's just a great time to meet others.
I would encourage others to come because I believe they would find a warm welcome here, and I also believe they would be greatly blessed by the teaching. I've had friends staying with me who have come along to church with me, and they've indicated this, how much they've been blessed by the service and by the fellowship with the congregation.
I would encourage others to come here for also a number of reasons. One, I think anybody who's not been before would find all the congregation, maybe not me, but all the congregation incredibly friendly, and they would be very welcoming. They would be made so welcome by everyone in this congregation, especially from Alec himself. I mean, he's particularly warm, really good with people, and would make them feel very comfortable in their first few visits here. He's also very good at, obviously every church has a certain structure to how the service works, and Alec is really good for anybody that comes in to make sure they are very aware of that. So that partly is why I would encourage people to come. People who are going through a hard time would also find here a very supportive congregation. People who would genuinely help them out, from a simple task as making sure that a prescription was collected or some food was given, to the emotional support where people would actually speak to them and, but more importantly, listen to them. And that definitely would include Alec. I think he's a superb listener. So I think that people who have issues that they're worried about, I think that would help. Also, of course, people who are wanting to find something in their life that is more than just day to day, something that's much more spiritual. I think in a church like this, you would find a answers to many of your questions. So I can't say you will find answers to all your questions, but I think the questions that aren't answered, you could discuss and discuss openly without fear of making a mistake. Nobody here is going to turn around and say, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong. You will find people to be extremely supportive. And the cups of tea and the biscuits are very nice, and quite often there's home baking, so that's something pleasant to look forward to at the end of the service as well.